I'm on the phone with them. I feel great today. I'm just really bloated. Like, my stomach is like so bloated. I'm waiting for her to come back on because she's gonna go ask like, yes, girlfriend.
Some of your painkillers, so you can go to any drugstore and get it's called stool softener. It's like over the counter, and that will help.
Oh, okay. So from the pain medicine, it makes you constipated and bloated?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Vicodin or the Norco that you have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm like, why is my stomach?
And did you want to go ahead and schedule your follow-up before you leave town, or have you already left?
No, I'm here still, but I'm trying to see, like, the soonest I could do it is a week after, huh? Because I don't think I'm going to be here till Monday. I got to go home to my daughter.
You can come in. Let me see. You had surgery.
Monday.
Email him and tell him that you're leaving town before Monday. Ask him if you can come in tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him. Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah, he's got some openings in that like late afternoon, but ask him if it's okay to come in tomorrow instead of waiting. Just tell me you have to get back to work or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Leave it to John.
Hey, welcome to the channel. Hey, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you down for Jackie O. I know for a fact that the most important thing is the kids. And I want you guys to understand, the hotel, they haven't released the footage, but from the floor plan that we just investigated and went and seen, everybody was out there. Everybody who was in that hotel, and I worked in hotels, I worked in about 2 or 3 hotels my whole life. I want you guys to understand, the hotel that we went to, that Jackie O was staying at, that was the same hotel that basically a lot of people sat back and looked at it like they were supposed to have their security down packed and down tight. I want you guys to understand what the private investigator said. The private investigator saw everything that went on.
She was very well known. Social media star from YouTube, from Facebook. She had a big following.
And that
Instagram.
That big following came from DC Young Fly.
Yeah, and well, not only that, she was on Wild 'N Out too.
Yeah, but after both of them, if you guys agree with me, I want you to throw the 999s in the comment section. If you guys agree with her, I want you to throw the 111s in the comment section, you guys.
I'm not saying she didn't get a following from DC as well, but she had her own fans that followed her because of Wild 'N Out. The person who called 911 and reported that she was unresponsive, that person has still not been identified in any way. We don't know if it was a hotel staff member. We don't know if it was a friend. We don't know.
We don't know if it was the angry guy who was waiting in the front, obnoxiously spitting while he was talking. We don't know who it was.
We don't know who is the one that found her and called for medical attention. All we know is that the fire and rescue ended up transporting her to the hospital, and after trying all the life-saving procedures that they could, she was pronounced passed away. She passed away.
And that's sad. And I know a lot of people, they sit back and look at it like, Jackie O, she had too many people in her corner, but we know for a fact that the people that was in her corner was the main people who told them.
And there had to be...
It had to be somebody who was right there with her, man. And I know for a fact, it's a lot of speculations on why did she pass away while she was asleep? Why did they say it happened at the surgery?
They're saying, so in the beginning they were saying that it happened during surgery. And then it came out and they said that it happened post-op. And now it's come out and they're saying that she passed away in her sleep. But there's no actual evidence. There's no actual police report as of now. This is all speculation, and it feels like they're just keeping it under wraps, and it's so sad.
It's something that they could have basically kept out of the public eye. It's a lot of hotels out here where they have security, and there's a lot of hotels out here that don't have security. And you guys got to really look at one thing. The hotels that have personnel at the lobby and I want to run down something to you guys. When she went inside of the parking garage after the procedure, you guys have to understand, she wasn't alone because she was in the wheelchair. They were pushing her because anytime you have a surgery, you cannot make sudden footsteps or movements because it'll rip the stitches out. I want you guys to really understand that.
That's true. You've got these fresh wounds that have been sewn up. You can't make sudden movements. You can't twist or tweak a certain way. So you have to have somebody there with you. You have to have somebody there to help you do the normal everyday things. Even just walking. You can't walk by yourself after surgery. You're going to pull something, rip something.
Yeah, and a lot of people sit there and look at it as if this was something that Jackie O knew. She knew that it was basically something that was going to happen because she felt it in her stomach. If you guys go to the beginning of this video, rewind this video to the very beginning, you guys will see they basically escorted her out of the surgery room with, and I'm going to be specific and discreet, with assistance from people that she knew. It wasn't a random person who basically took her out. It was no random person who took her out of the emergency room and took her to the hotel.
It wasn't just a hospital member or something of that nature. She had to have had somebody, a friend or family member, something, either her friend or DC Young Fly's friend. Somebody had to be with her, and maybe it was her best friend. We don't know who.
It was somebody who basically gave her, and this is why I say, whenever you're at a vulnerable state and people are around you that basically they're there with you, they're your friends, or we've seen a lot of cases where, however, a lot of people either get set up or they basically get taken out the game and basically pass away due to the negligence of the people who they had that as their caregiver.
It's the people in their circle. It's the people closest to them. And that's the really, really sad thing, is that
if somebody was there, I know for a fact she shouldn't have never even put herself in that position or that situation. But any person who's vulnerable and who's just had surgery is gonna let the person next to him feed them. They're gonna let them do all of the stuff. And you gotta understand, when she was drinking out that straw, she kept saying, like, this tastes funny. And then she didn't think nothing of it. Next thing you know, she started having complications and feeling abdominal pains. I don't know if that came from something that they put inside of her like the mush food that they gave her, because she couldn't eat anything that was whole. So I want you guys to understand this is a sad situation when I really look at it, because in all actual reality, DC Young Fly, he told everybody. He said, this is my girl. And when he made that emotional speech, Dr. Zack wasn't too upset that DC Young Fly said that they're gonna make it through it regardless of what's going on. He was basically looking at the fact that DC Young Fly knows she came there for him. And I don't know if she was promoting him, but they basically kept saying that it was a lot of people who basically was suspects. But I know for a fact, someone stated she was there and she was looking very obnoxiously at the person who was basically at the valet. And I know a lot about the hotel scenery. When we examine the inside of the hotel, the inside of the hotel, when we examined the inside of the hotel, we saw a lot of people shaking their heads and moving their hands as if they're riding in a Mercedes or something. But the whole time, we know for a fact that it's a lot of people who was parked outside of there. And you guys know how the valet, they pull up, they sit, anybody in the valet, they could come and stand right there and wait for their car. They can make an easy phone call and tell someone, okay, we just saw DC Young Fly BM. We just saw Jackie O. And a lot of people look at it as if this is something that it rarely happens. No, this has been happening a lot. And I know for a fact DC Young Fly, he don't want this to really go down like this. People said that he rushed to the hospital, and Dr. O, y'all already know, Dr. Zack, man, he on his hit list, man. I want you guys to understand, man. This said that this even had to occur and this had to go down like that, but a lot of people was dressed up today, and we know for a fact that the people was dressed up, they had on a lot of pink, and I don't really like the fact of the people who was around, they wasn't too fond of showing their condolences to Jackie O, because the way they came dressed, they came in street clothes looking like they was about to go and twerk on the car. I want you to understand, and they said that DC Young Fly he already got a chick on the side. You can't just put that stigmatism on that man. He lost somebody who he loved, regardless of if he grieving in the open and loudly and crying obnoxiously. No, he don't have to do that. In all actual reality, he don't have to basically show that he's crying out loud. That's why he said God gonna help them. At the end of the day, he put his faith in everything.
Everybody does grieve differently, but I'm gonna say it was still eerie to me watching the funeral.
It was eerie. I know it was eerie. A lot of people say that, but it was kind of like he was holding back the tears because he didn't want people to see that side of him.
Yeah.
So when you don't want to see that side of somebody, and then you don't want people to be basically in your business, and he know how a lot of people on the internet basically take him crying and yada yada, do this and that, who out the band.
And being a famous person, they would have maybe even made a meme of him crying at her funeral or something like that.
Well, we know for a fact he's grieving. He just lost his girl. R.I.P. to Jackie O, man. And them kids, I want them kids to have a wonderful life. I want them kids to grow up to know that their mother was the best person who basically took care. She took care of half the family. And she, by her working on Wild and Out, being a famous figure, they looked at it, and you know what they did? They said, you know what? Jackie O's gonna take care of everybody on her mother's side. This is something that nobody really able to do in most cases, but a lot of people, they look at it and say, okay, I'm gonna get in the mold and I'm gonna send my condolences out to Jackie O, because Jackie O was the one who went out there. She went out there due to the fact of everybody telling her, girl, they pumped her head up. Don't pump nobody's head up to go out there and basically get something done and she already looked it good.
Yeah, she didn't need it.
She already looked it good.
She didn't need the surgery. She looked good.
A lot of people sit here and look at it from a whole nother different perspective, when in all actual reality, you have to be mindful of the way that they treated her. They could at least had open towels, everything. They could have had things that would have kept her comfortable and had her in stable condition to the point where she won't have to go through this. Jackie O, they found her alone in the hotel. I want you guys to understand. The person she came out there with was already gone. Yeah. Why did they leave?
Her best friend left early is what was being said.
And I want you guys to know, allegedly, from whatever they put in there, they said that it was an OD. I want you guys to understand. A lot of people do OD, but at the end of the day, she wasn't even there to give herself the own doses that she needed. I want you guys to understand. The hotel staff said they saw people with her. So, in all actual reality, no one can cap about this. Ooh. Dang. No one can cap about this, but in all actual reality, we'll just do it just because. Like, I know a lot of people sit back and look at it like they stalled time, and they put things in line to make people basically speculate on what she set up by DC Young Fly.
So much of this whole thing is shady. So much of this whole case, from the doctor that was chosen based on his reviews, his history of suing and being sued, based on her going to Miami for this surgery when she could have gone down the street to a high credited doctor. Even if it was a free surgery, you got to think about that too. If it was a promotional thing between her and Dr. Oka, why, like, when you got the money for it, why would you go to basically a one-star surgeon to perform a surgery for you because it's free? I don't want a one-star surgeon touching me.
I don't want to get no free surgery.
I don't want a free surgery. You gotta think about that. And then they say that
I want you guys to know that the things that we basically just came across is public records. And I know a lot of people have their lights turned off, but I know a lot of people still can see. But you guys can really look through what's really going on and really open your eyes and really identify that
look at the evidence.
Just the evidence. It points to a setup, or somebody basically ran in on her while she was in the hotel room for whatever various reasons. So I want you guys to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I want you guys to just basically in the comment section let me know if you guys are a fan of Jackie O, and let me know if you guys are a fan of just the whole situation with Nick Cannon and Wildin' Out. And I want you guys to understand, do you think that everything that happened was a setup? Do you think that Nick Cannon played a part in it? Because allegedly Nick Cannon FaceTimed her while she was out there. If she was alone, that means that DC Young Fly wasn't around. That way she was able to answer the FaceTime. So this is what makes things seem like true. People had too much access to Jackie O. And I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. Subscribe to the channel for updates. Thank you guys.
Thanks
Have a great night. Thanks for watching.